Coming up on Unpeeled, one union actor is slated to return to SNL amidst the strike.
We're celebrating the life and legacy of Friends actor Matthew Perry.
Taylor Swift breaks records of her wildest dreams with the release of a new re-recording.
And there was a triple elimination on The Golden Bachelor this week. All that and more. Unpeeled starts right now.
Welcome to a brand new episode of Unpeeled. I'm Sammy Lindell.
And I'm Charlie Goldberg. Now for a breaking news story on a celebrity car crash.
Ferris Bueller and Succession actor Alan Ruck was involved in a four-way car accident. He rear-ended a truck at a traffic stop last night at 9 p.m. in LA. The truck then crashed into another car while Ruck drove straight into a pizza shop.
While investigations are still underway, we can confirm that the accident didn't injure Ruck, but it did hospitalize another man. The 32-year-old's condition is currently unclear, but we send our thoughts to him and his family during this difficult time.
Britney Spears' new memoir is causing some backlash for one of her exes. Spears made claims about Justin Timberlake's toxic behavior during the relationship. Fans then turned to Instagram to spread hateful comments towards Timberlake, causing him to say bye to his comment section.
According to the memoir, the NSYNC member supposedly broke up with Spears via text and then sent her a post-breakup letter. The book also says that Timberlake cheated on Spears during their time together and that he encouraged her to get an abortion when he found out that she was pregnant. Now, Sammy, there's a lot of things here that Timberlake did that were just terrible, but if there's one thing I know from prior middle school experience, you cannot break up with your significant other through text. I mean, if Timberlake wasn't even willing to pick up the phone to break up with Spears, it only shows the type of boyfriend he truly was.
Definitely, and they were going through some really heavy stuff during that time, but they were the it couple in the early 2000s, and nobody really knew what was going on behind closed doors. But Timberlake has matured a little bit. You know, he's been in support of ending Spears' conservatorship.
Well, that is a huge positive, but I'm going to circle back to the negative side, sadly. And when I say negative, Spears was definitely offended and really affected poorly by Timberlake in the relationship. I mean, the song Toxic is written about him, according to fan speculation. Yeah,
fans do speculate that, and that's certainly a possibility, but this memoir was really a chance for Britney to tell her truth from start to finish. And if Timberlake has never apologized, then I guess right now is the right time.
Absolutely. Now, actress Marina Thompson is criticizing the popular Netflix show Bridgerton for handling mental health issues poorly. After the first season of production, she experienced 2 psychotic breaks that hospitalized her.
Thompson claims that Netflix and Shondaland covered up the hospitalization and never offered any support. She did not return in season 2 and is now making music to guide her recovery.
And Timothée Chalamet is returning to the Saturday Night Live stage with musical talent Boy Genius. The band's new EP titled The Record will be promoted during their performance, and they'll be featured in the 3rd episode of season 49. This will premiere on November 11th.
Following host Pete Davidson and Bad Bunny, Chalamet is the first union actor to participate in SNL amid the SAG-AFTRA strike. Audiences are curious if the Willy Wonka star will promote his new role during the show. I mean, Charlie, people are calling this the most Gen Z-coded SNL episode ever. And this is Chalamet's 2nd time on SNL. So I'm wondering, is he going to step it up? I really hope he does.
Well, knowing Timothée Chalamet, I'm so excited I can't even say his name right now. He's going to kill it. And, well, think of it. Season 49 of SNL is also on such a wave of momentum right now. You had Bad Bunny and Pete Davidson in episodes 1 and 2.
Icons.
I think that Timothée Chalamet is just going to keep that ball rolling for episode 3.
For sure. And Chalamet and Pete Davidson, they're the dynamic duo. I mean, they've done this together. They did a sketch called Rap Roundtable, and they were dressed up in like blue and pink wigs. I mean, they're just too funny together.
Oh, and want to know what else is funny? It's the fact that both of them dated a Kardashian. That's insane to me. I guess you could say that they've been keeping up with each other.
Oh, they certainly have been keeping up with the Kardashians. Kim and Pete dated, and Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet dated. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they all had a watch party on Saturday night. What do you think?
Knowing the Kardashians, there'll be a watch party of said watch party.
Sure, certainly. And speaking of big deals, after 8 long years of production, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie is finally here. The film was released on Thursday in theaters and on Peacock. It made around $78 million in the North American box office on its first day.
It is officially the highest grossing horror movie of the year and had the biggest opening weekend ever for a Blumhouse film. reactions to the film have been quite mixed, with a Rotten Tomatoes score from critics of 26%, but the audience gave it a score of 88%. Now, Sammy, you talk about the success that Blumhouse has had, their biggest opening weekend ever, a ton of money that they've made in the box office. I mean, should they really care about what a couple critics have to say?
Honestly, I personally don't think so. I mean, they did have a budget of $20 million, and I think that money was pretty well spent. And this movie has been in development since 2015, so it's a long time waiting. But I'm just really wondering, what do you think is the reason for that gap between the consumer and critic reviews?
I mean, it's simple. The consumers are fans, and, well, fans know the product. They've been playing the Five Nights at Freddy video games, hoping for a movie or show adaptation for almost a decade now. They know the characters, they know the story, and they're all just very excited to see it come to life on the screen. Now, as for critics, they may be confused. They may have never seen Freddy Fazbear before in his pizzeria, so it really makes sense, the divide-wise.
Yeah, I was just super shocked to see how low the reviews were, but either way, I hear that there might be a sequel in the making.
Let's just
I
hope so.
Yeah. But when we return, pop culture reporter Riley Lucetta joins us in studio to discuss how Matthew Perry will be remembered as more than a friend. And
Syracuse events reporter Maura Vaughn tells us all about Native American Heritage Month. You do not want to go anywhere. We'll be right back on Peelers.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Welcome back on Peelers. On Saturday, we lost actor, writer, and friend Matthew Perry. He passed at age 54 due to a drowning accident in Los Angeles. Here to discuss Perry's life and accomplishments is pop culture reporter Riley Lucetta. Riley?
The world was struck and devastated to hear about the passing of Matthew Perry earlier this week. Details on the accident are under investigation by the LA Police Department. Here on Unpeeled, we would like to honor his life and accomplishments. So let's start from the beginning. Perry was born in Williamstown, Massachusetts on August 19, 1969, to two members of the entertainment industry. So it's no wonder that his love for acting started at such a young age. His first role was in the TV drama series 240 Robert at age 9. Perry is widely known for his role as Chandler Bing in NBC's Friends. The pilot aired in 1994 and was comprised of 10 seasons of TV magic. Perry's portrayal of the fun and sarcastic Bing earned him a Primetime Emmy nomination in 2002 and found love. Perry's other notable roles are Alex Whitman in Fools Rush In, Nicholas Oz in The Whole Nine Yards, and Leslie Edwards in Almost Heroes. Though these roles might be the most recognizable parts of Perry's life, they are not what Perry hopes to be remembered for. In November of 2022, Perry published a memoir titled Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing. In the memoir, Perry was very honest and vulnerable about his struggles with drug and alcohol addiction. Post-recovery, Perry wanted to be able to help people struggling with addiction. For example, when an addict asks him, "Will you help me?" he strives to be able to say yes and follow up and do it. Let's take a look at what Perry has to say about his remembrance.
Was a seeker, and his paramount thing is that he wants to help people. That's what I want.
We will remember Perry for all of his accomplishments, not just the ones witnessed on camera. And it is obvious how adored of an individual Perry was through all of the tributes to him. The Friends apartment in New York City has been beautifully decorated with notes, flowers, and candles. The streaming platform Max has honored Perry's life by placing a tribute card in the beginning of each season of the sitcom. It reads, "In memory of Matthew Perry, 1969 to 2023. We send our love to family, friends, and fans of Perry during this time. Over to you, Charlie.
Thanks, Riley. Truly a tragedy what happened to Matthew Perry, and he will be remembered. And today is the first day of November, which means it is Native American Heritage Month, providing education on the history of the indigenous citizens celebrating their rich culture. So live from 113 Euclid Avenue to tell us more than really what this month is about, it's our own events reporter, Moravan.
Thanks, Charlie and Sammy. And to reiterate, today begins Native Heritage Month here at Syracuse University and around the country, and to celebrate, the Multicultural Affairs Office of Native Student Programs, along with various other organizations here on campus, has put together a plethora of events to celebrate the entire month of November, to educate our community on Indigenous communities and to celebrate Indigenous traditions, history, and culture. And right now, I'm standing in front of 113 Euclid Ave, which as of next week, there will be a grand opening at 1 p.m. as Native student housing, which will provide home away from home for these Indigenous students and is open to any student on campus who wants to learn more about Indigenous culture. But this month isn't just about all of the celebrations that occur. And according to Bailey Tackleck, a student coordinator for the Office of Native Student Programs, she quotes, "The month also serves as a foundation to further awareness of ongoing challenges within our communities and strengthen Indigenous advocate voices working for change. A direct result of joining the work of fostering a cultural understanding is the closing of educational gaps." And there are tons of events to look forward to this entire month. And if you're curious to see where to go to look at the entire list, go to the Multicultural Affairs tab under Syracuse Living. And there are so many things that you can do. I'm thinking there's a social moon dance, a full moon ceremony. There's a rock your moccasin day, and I will easily be rocking my moccasins. I'm wearing them right now, actually, with this cold weather. And there's so many more events to look forward to. But right now I'm going to toss it back to studio. Sammy and Charlie, back to you.
Thank you, Maura. Oh, wow, Rock Your Moccasins Day. That sounds like a hoot. And moving up from culture to pop culture, we talk about the one and only Taylor Swift. Why is she in the news yet again? Find out after the break.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome to my house. Everybody's pretty tired of each other. The walls were closing in. Clearly a case of too much family, too close, 24/7. If this sounds like your house, try going someplace new. YourLifeYourVoice.org. You'll find lots of ideas to help you handle the family stresses of being confined to close quarters. YourLifeYourVoice.org. It could help you find a little more breathing room.
Welcome back, Unpeelers. Taylor Swift brings us to Wonderland with the release of her 1989 re-recording. Our very own music reporter, Alana Epstein, is here to tell us all about the new vault tracks and fan reactions. Alana, so happy to have you here. Now, can you tell me, this album release is a huge deal, right? How did Swifties react?
Well, Sammy, Swifties reacted in the way that I anticipated them to react. I mean, they streamed this album all night long. In fact, they streamed it so much that Taylor Swift actually became the most streamed artist in a single day on Spotify. She made history. I'm honestly surprised she didn't already have that title. I kind of thought she would, but she has it now. 1989 Taylor's version actually had 176 million streams in a single day. That broke a huge record for Spotify. So fans were absolutely loving it, but I will say they were loving these 5 additional vault tracks more than anything. They kind of were having some problems with some of the re-recordings, actually, particularly style. They said that the audio, the instrumentals underneath sounded a little bit different, but these 5 new vault tracks are definitely making up for it.
Okay, tell me a little bit more about these new vault tracks.
Yes, so a lot of fans are speculating that 2 of the vault tracks, particularly Now That We Don't Talk and Is It Over Now, are about Harry Styles. Now, the 2 of them dated from 2012 to 2013. So obviously, Taylor's album that came out the following year was going to be about this relationship because it did not end well. Clearly, they both are off in happy new relationships with someone else. But, you know, a lot of fans are saying that Taylor's kind of dragging Harry in these songs, so it's very interesting to listen to, and I recommend that you do. But they did reunite at the Grammys a couple of years ago, so they're all good now, and there's no bad blood between them.
Oh, perfect. I feel like they're bringing up some old dirt, though, right? Digging it up. I love that. Now, I have to know, as our music expert, which song off 1989 album is your favorite?
Well, I have to say, since the album came out, my roommates and I have been streaming it like crazy. And I'm obsessed with all of the vault tracks. But I will say that Out of the Woods, I forgot how good that song was. That song, I went on a drive over the weekend. I had the windows down, the music up.
Perfect.
I was blasting that song. It's such a good song.
Awesome. I'm personally a fan of Style.
Style's a classic too.
You never go out of style, Alana Epstein.
Same with you.
Thank you so much. Well, Charlie Goldberg, I don't think we're done talking about Taylor Swift just yet, right?
Absolutely not, Sammy and Alana. Thank you again for that great report. And, well, we're not out of the woods, as you just said. So, going from here to there, talking all about Taylor Swift is our very own industry reporter, Riley Underwood. He's in the studio to tell us more about the new billionaire herself and her impact on big screens.
Right, Charlie, and from her Eras tour to her concert film to her relationships, Taylor Swift is taking over the entertainment world this year. And she's even dominating Unpeeled's content. Unfortunately, it's to our executive producer Eli's dismay. But she's breaking records yet again. And as Alana mentioned, the 33-year-old set the record for the most Spotify streams in a day for a single artist. On Friday, Swift released 1989 Taylor's version, which is the remake of her hit 2014 album. The previous record was set last October, also by Taylor Swift, when she released her album Midnights. Swift's 104 million monthly listeners are second in the world, trailing only The Weeknd. And Forbes also announced that Swift is officially a billionaire the day her album dropped, making her one of 4 billionaire musicians in the world. And since June, her net worth has increased by $360 million. Her success is also helping other sectors too. IMAX announced that their quarterly profits are up 98%. This comes after successful movies like Oppenheimer and Barbie hit the theaters. But another movie selling out theaters has been Taylor Swift's. The Eras Tour is a film that covers her ongoing world tour, but this isn't a normal movie theater experience. Fans are actually encouraged to stand up and sing along to her popular hits during the movie. Take a look. Yeah, the concert documentary has grossed over $200 million worldwide. The style of movie has gained popularity in recent years and is arguably reviving the theater industry in a post-pandemic world. The Talking Heads' Stop Making Sense remastered concert film became the highest-grossing IMAX live event of all time this year. And Beyoncé's Renaissance concert film has also been successful in pre-sales. These have proven to be reliable fallbacks for theaters, with the actors' strike still going strong. Taylor Swift not only helping herself, but other industries as well as her fans. And because we've talked so much about Taylor Swift today, Alana and I decided to edit ourselves into the new album cover. Charlie, what do you think?
Wow, well, no bad blood here, and, well, let's just shake that off, okay? let's take a look into some style and some gaming and some class as our League of Legends tournament is in full swing. We'll have more on the final 8 teams when we return. If you don't want to miss it, we'll be right back.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse,
Yes.
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Welcome to my house. Everybody's pretty tired of each other. The walls were closing in. If this sounds like your house, try going someplace new. YourLifeYourVoice.org. It could help you find a little more breathing room.
Welcome back. It may not be March, but the madness is surely here for League of Legends esports. World's 2023's knockout stage is upon us, and our very own esports reporter, Nathaniel Cunningham, is here to break down the chaotic next round. Nathaniel, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Sammy. 3 weeks ago, I broke down what to expect in Worlds 2023. Then there was 24 teams. Now, just 8 remain, and it's win or go home time. The knockout stage means you get one chance, a best-of-5 series to prove that you are better than the team that sits just feet away from you. With 4 games this weekend, let's break down all the quarterfinal matchups. First, let's start with a Switch stage rematch in Weibo Gaming versus NRG. NRG lost their round 1 matchup to Weibo 1-0, but that loss fueled them to win their next 3 games straight and secure the 5th ranking in the knockouts. On the other side, Weibo Gaming had 2 losses in their first 3 rounds, but bounced back with 2 come-from-behind wins to scrap into the 8th seed. Just 24 hours later, Gen G puts its undefeated world record on the line as they take on the top 10 duo of Elk and Bin of Bilibili Gaming. Since the mid-season invitational in July, Gen G has lost just twice, but they face their toughest opponent yet. Elk and Bin are 2 and 5 respectively in total damage dealt in the Worlds tournament. On Saturday, we see the other undefeated team in JD Gaming take on the hometown squad in KT Rollister. JD Gaming has won 4 of the last 5 tournaments it's competed in. In the one it didn't, they came in second. For KT Rollister, though, they have something JD doesn't: the fans. Worlds 2023 is being held in a 25,000-person stadium filled with fans that will all be cheering for their country. The final matchup of the weekend is on Sunday as the favorites T1 take on LNG Esports. Both T1 and LNG had similar routes to the top. Both squads lost the only other teams higher ranked than them, but after the loss, they couldn't be beat. Only time will tell for who comes out on top of Worlds this year, but one thing is for sure, 7 of the 8 teams remaining are ranked in the top 10. Charlie, over to you.
Thank you, Nathaniel. Sounds like an absolutely intriguing tournament going on there. But let's talk about some other things that are intriguing. As the new episode of The Golden Bachelor premiered, and Gary Turner said goodbye to not 1, not 2, but 3 contestants. You heard that right. And here to break it all down and tell us what exactly happened and what went wrong is our very own TV reality beat reporter, Ricky Potts. Ricky, if we're not talking about wrestling, then you know something's a big deal, all right?
I know, dude. It's our first Unpeeled, I guess, stage that we get to hold together. I'm so excited.
Absolutely, and well, I gotta say, are you excited or overall, I need to know, before we get into that, because that's a question later, a lot of things happened on The Bachelor. 3 people eliminated.
Yeah.
But for those of them who didn't watch, what happened?
Okay, so on the last episode, Gary, he got to go on a one-on-one date with his first impression Rose recipient, Faith. She went to go on a helicopter ride with Gary, and then they actually got to land on a yacht, get into a hot tub together, enjoy some nice time together, because throughout the season they hadn't really got to spend a whole lot of time together. And then after that, he went on a group date with the others because Faith came back home with one of the roses for the final 3, and then he went on a group date with the rest of them. And he went on a group date with Sandra, Susan, and all the rest of the girls. The eliminators were Susan, Sandra, and Ellen. Me and some of the rest of the fans, we were all shocked to see Ellen go. She was such a sweet, sweet lady. She was having some very good vibes the entire time with Gary. We all thought that Gary was going to pick her. I'm very surprised that she didn't. But yeah, Susan, Ellen, and Sandra, those are 3 that were eliminated.
Truly terrible there with Sandra going. She was my personal favorite.
Really?
And, well, with Sandra out, who's still in? Who are the people left?
So you have Faith, like I just mentioned, you have Leslie, and you have Teresa. Leslie, she's been kind of just like staying consistent with Gary, just keeping, a good vibe with him so far. And Teresa, you could easily notice her from the beginning with her bright, fun personality. Kind of reminds me of my grandma in some ways. But outside of that, you have Faith, who, like I said, she was the first impression Rose recipient. So obviously, she caught Gary's eye very, very quickly. And those are your last 3 remaining so far.
So I alluded to this at the beginning. Well, anyway, I'm excited. It sounds like an incredible show. And, well, when we return, Unpeelers, we wish everybody on the show nothing but happiness. But let's talk more about what's coming up next, as me and Sammy have a lot to go over when it comes to Halloween costumes this year. It'll all be next.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
When they test you, stand firm and move only when you hear the seatbelt click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course.
Welcome back, Unpeelers. With SAG-AFTRA releasing Halloween costume guidelines earlier this month, celebrity costumes have been highly anticipated. While most celebrities dressed in neutral costumes, not based on content from studios on strike, Megan Fox disregarded these guidelines by dressing as Kill Bill.
And many celebrities wore over-the-top outfits, including the Queen of Halloween herself, Heidi Klum, as last night she dressed up as a peacock, entering with multiple acrobats surrounding her as Klum's feathers. Now, these celebrity costumes are crazy, Sammy.
Crazy.
But wanna know what else is crazy? Our very own costumes of the past. I hear that you have a costume that we're gonna check out in your sec.
Yeah, it's gonna roll up there in a second. Oh, would you
there it
look at
is.
that? I was a little witch there. That little giraffe, his name's Tosi. He goes around everywhere with me. It's a little embarrassing, but it's very cute. I love it very much. And let's take a look at yours, Charlie.
Oh,
I
please
want to
don't.
see what you look like. Let's see.
Oh boy.
Oh, vampire and shark. Oh my gosh. Mrs. Goldberg, if you're watching, your son is adorable. Take a
Shout
look
out
at
to
it.
my wonderful, as she calls herself, my mom manager, because she's the
Momager?
absolute best.
Like
she was
Kris Jenner.
She
Like
was a
Kris
producer.
Jenner.
It's in our blood.
It's in your blood.
Anyway,
for sure.
I was a shark, and on the other side, a vampire as well. So I guess We're both kind of monstrous in a way,
Yeah,
huh?
for sure. Witch and vampire, for sure.
All right, well, Halloween's out, but the next episode of Unpeeled is in next week. We have a lot to look forward to. Thank you so much for joining us live tonight on Unpeeled. Be sure to follow us on all our social media platforms.
Definitely, and tune in next week, as Charlie said, 8 p.m. on OTN. I'm Sammy Lindell.
And I'm Charlie Goldberg. Stay classy, Syracuse.